Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know? I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
Today's video takes us to Fort Worth, Texas, where we learn that Carolina Fort Worth was found guilty, and now it's time to pay the piper. Oh dearie me, another frauditor gonna go to jail. Maybe they will think now it's not such a good idea to be a frauditor. Probably not. So sit back, watch, have a good laugh, and most of all, enjoy!
Yeah. I'm sure everybody has heard the news, man. Carolina got convicted of interference with public duties. They found her not guilty on the false alarm. But let's just go back. I got something I want to get off my chest, and that's why I put it in the title that I'm mad. Let's just go back to the day that Carolina got slammed by Kruger, and she was in jail. I remember it like it was yesterday. CJ was already busting his ass working behind the scenes, working for her. And when she got out of jail, the first thing she did was fired CJ. I know everybody knows it. It's no secret. And I don't know if a lot of you remember this, but a few weeks ago, I made a post. And that post, it pissed a lot of my subscribers off because a lot of my subscribers want me to stay out of this drama. But I made a post saying, I hate it for anybody that listened to the Angry Vet and fired good lawyers, good bar holding lawyers like CJ or Ron Durbin. And this is what I was referring to, this right here, because when Carolina got out of jail, the first thing she did was fired CJ, and she was pro se for months.
Well, we all know what happens when you represent yourself in a court of law. We don't even have to talk about it. You're just a fool, no doubt.
She was writing her own motions, filing her own motions. Now, I don't know if she was using scars or if she was doing this shit on her own. I have a pretty sneaking suspicion that she was using scars. She was writing her own motions. And you know what happened? They didn't dismiss any of her charges. They added charges. So then here at the last minute, she hired these lawyers. What was the lawyer's names, BZ?
It was, the lawyer's name was Mark. I don't know James's last name, but I've got the card right here. And it's Mark Schrafe, I believe.
Mark Schrafe. Now, I don't know anything about these lawyers. But Carolina got convicted, and I really feel like that if she would have kept CJ, these charges would have been dismissed, man. She would have never even had a jury trial. Do you have any thoughts on that, BZ, or is this something you don't want to comment on?
I think to be honest with you, I think she should have stuck with CJ. If she was going to let him go, she should have found other counsel. She should have gone pro se herself. I told her that several times. Worst thing you can do.
I wonder who was writing her motions for. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I really have a strong suspicion that she drank the Angry Vet's Kool-Aid and was using scars.
Now this all came about because Carolina couldn't keep her big nose out of business that was none of her business. Now if you missed that video, I'll leave a link in the description box at the very bottom for you to look at. Yeah, that was about 5-6 months ago, I guess. Yeah, that was back when the weather was still really nice out. But anyway, let's continue with this rant and rave from Harvey Freebird.
And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Angry Vet and scars, but I just did want to mention that this is why I made that post a few weeks ago, because it has affected some of my friends. Yeah.
It's affected a lot of us.
Yeah, a lot of people listened to the Angry Vet and started firing lawyers and talking bad about CJ and Ron, and it just caused it, it just didn't work well for anybody that did it. So let's move on. I don't want to spend any more time talking about that. But okay, I did start off going to the court. The first day they picked a jury trial. I was not there for that. The second day I was there, and one of the jury members got sick. Okay. Well, when the juror got sick and left the courtroom, everybody that was in the seating where the viewers sit. Everybody was talking and whispering, what's going on. Even the cops, they had about at least 6 or 7 cops in the courtroom. They were all whispering and talking, and everybody was talking and whispering because the judge, the lawyers, most of the jurors were out of the room. Well, when the judge came back in the room, he asked one of the cops to come up to the front where he on his throne, and then the cop pointed at me, the cop pointed at Joe Cool, and then the cop pointed at Manuel Mata. And then the judge, I was like, oh shit, something's about to happen. So me, instinctively, I said to myself, well, I'm going to walk outside and go to the bathroom and, and see if they allow me to go, because if they allow me to go, that means there's no warrant.
Now imagine that, good people. You're sitting in a court of law and you have all these police officers looking at you and you're so paranoid because you think you have a warrant out for your arrest. What kind of way is that to live your life? Harvey Jailbird. He doesn't like Dr. Dave too much. He called me a drunk loser. Yeah, I haven't had anything to drink in a very long time, Harvey. Maybe you're the drunk loser.
So I got up and tried to walk out, and the judge immediately says, you need to sit down. You're not going anywhere. So I was like, oh shit, I guess they done trumped up some bullshit. So I wanted to see what was going on, so I waited in the courtroom. And then he began to tongue lash me, Joe Cool, and there was a woman sitting next to me that was there for Carolina to support. He only tongue lashed the supporters for Carolina and didn't call out anybody else in the courtroom. Said we were tampering with the jury or talking bad about the jury and the functions of the court, and we were going to be held in contempt. And then he pointed at me and says, do you understand what I'm saying, sir? And I was like, look, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with anything that you're saying happened. And then I just left it at that. And then they declared a mistrial because the juror was sick. Now, that's just a summary of what happened real quick. Now, then yesterday, well, hold on, I forgot about what happened in the hallway. Then we were in the hallway, and the bailiff walked up to Manuel Mata and got in Manuel Mata's personal space. In my opinion, he did it on purpose because he knew that would set Mata off. And it did. It turned into a shit show in the hallway.
Manuel Mata, another loser from Fort Worth, Texas, who's been in handcuffs more times than I can recall. Why is it that these frauditors always stick together, the ones that get arrested the most? Bloody idiots, that's why.
The new lawyers, somewhere in there, the state dropped the charges of resisting and evading to avoid bringing Kruger in for testifying and showing the excessive force video.
Yeah.
So the excessive
out of the trial, they did not want to show slamming her.
Now the videos I did see in the courtroom, they pieced together both her live streams and pieced it to their narrative like one of the troll channels normally do. And then they showed up the video up to the point where Kruger says, you're under arrest, and then they cut the video. So you don't hear it go, no, or anything like that. It's just, you're under arrest, and that's it. They cut the video.
Yeah, and the video that I saw the day I was there, before the mistrial, the prosecution showed a video. And man, it was the most cut up, most edited video I ever seen in my life. It was ridiculous, man. And conveniently, they left out the part where Kruger slammed her and busted her face open so they can arrest you. And it's true. That's exactly what they did. And that's why we didn't go back. Me and Joe Cool went back yesterday morning. And he said he thought they were fitting to arrest him. I was waiting outside. So we didn't go in there. And then BZ Watchdog said there was a rumor going around that they had a warrant for us for jury tampering. They were going to do something yesterday, man. They were going to escalate because the day before the judge had already called us 3 out in court and tongue lashed us in court. And then the shit happened in the hallway. So they were definitely going to escalate and do something yesterday.
Oh, by the way, good people, he's mentioning Joe Cool quite a bit. This is Joe Cool here on the left. And they were in Ohio. Him and frickin' media and MCC, they were all in Ohio. I don't know what the hell they were doing here, just harassing everybody they could find, I guess. Yeah, he's kind of an also-ran. He's not that big in the frauditing world anymore. Oh, and you know what I noticed too? The word escalate. This is the word escalate. This is how the word escalate is spelled. Notice there's no U in the word escalate. But for some reason, frauditors have a hard time pronouncing the word, and they say esculate. Yeah, esculate, like de-esculate. I don't know what's wrong with them.
But today was sentencing. Okay, I do have a question. You said that officer perjured herself several times on the stand. Can we talk about that first before we go into
Absolutely.
Wow.
So Officer Tiffany Mitchell, whatever it's called. She said when she was asked by the prosecution, how many times did Kruger ask her or told her that there was an active investigation going on? And she said 3 to 4 times on the stand. Okay. Then the defense asked how many times, and she said 4 times. And then she turned around and said, the defense asked, how long from the time did Officer Botts tell her that there was an investigation until the time that Kruger said you're under arrest? And she said 10 seconds. First off, that woman never got to finish the words, this is an active investigation, before Kruger said you're under arrest and grabbed her. So there were 3 lies right there that I wrote down. Everything the prosecution asked and she answered, everything the defense asked that she answered. So I've got it written down. So I knew when she lied. But how do you change your answer from 3 to 4 times to 4 times? And then, well, it was 10 seconds from the time that she was given time. No, come on, stop. She perjured herself and nobody could do anything about it.
Well, I'm going to leave it there, good people, because this was a 2-hour live stream, and I'm not going to listen to much more of that whining and crying. Manuel Mata got on the live stream later, and he whined and cried. The only thing I didn't hear was how much time she got. I didn't hear that at all, so I have to check into that. But this is great news. Yeah, you know what? You play with the cops, you go to jail. That's the way it should be. Not to worry, though, if you enjoy watching stupid people do stupid things on my channel, please subscribe. Because as this video clearly points out, the end of stupidity when it comes to frauditors on YouTube is nowhere in sight to do anything for clicks and views. Please check out my other channels, including Dr. Dave Frauditor Terminator. That features the 4 fabulous fools of frauditing. And if you need more entertainment, please check out my main channel, which has over 6,000 video uploads for your viewing pleasures. When Carolina gets out of jail, I hope she finds a real job. I understand she used to be a teacher but got fired. I don't know. I have to look into that too. Cheers to that, sweetheart.
An ordinances book. Yep, that's correct. Say, come again. Is there any reason why these officers are here?
I got permission.
Sir, you cannot film me here.
Because the information you're providing is unlawful.
I don't want you
can't film me.
Call the sheriff. I have permission.
You can't-
I
no,
don't
you
want
don't
you to
have
film. Don't
permission,
get close to
and
me.
that's all.
You want to go that route? What is the reason for calling the officers here?
I want to know what your job title is to see if you're able to assist.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who's the one who called the officers in the first place? Because this may become a legal suit now.
This is transparency. I'm conducting an audit.
While I wait for the clerk to show me the statute about freedom of information, I need to do an inspection on the town, city, zoning and ordinances book.
I have permission. I have permission. I have permission to film here, sir.
Ma'am, please ask your superior before disrespecting somebody of the public. Where's the water department for this town?
Don't yell. I'm talking to you softly. Why are you yelling at me?
Sir, please stop recording me.
Okay, I need to do an
Please,
inspection.
I understand that. Please stop recording me right now. You do not have my permission to record me.
Okay, is your facility open to the public?
Not currently.
Not currently, okay. Okay, can you comply with my request? Where's your water department? Ma'am, you're totally wrong. This will become a legal matter if you choose to go this route. Should I go over FOIA law with you?
No, I don't need to do that.
Show me the statute.
Sir?
Can you show me the statute?
Sir.
Who are you? Wait,
What do you mean, who am I?
who are you with?
What do you mean?
I have the right to record, ma'am. I have permission here with me.
I'll be waiting for the statute. Thank you.
I'll be waiting for the book, sir.
Ma'am, this is going to turn out a legal matter.
Okay, sir,
This is
we're
going to
done.
become a legal matter. Please comply. Pass. I got a pass. Along with an inspection on the zoning and ordinances book. I'm gonna be conducting some business here. I'm gonna be recording it. Ma'am, it's up to you, ma'am. There may be a suit in the court of law for non-compliance. What do you mean who I'm with, ma'am?
I don't know what you want.
I don't know why you're giving me a hard time or a bad attitude. In order to do an inspection on a book readily available. Hi, ma'am. What's your first name?
How can I help you, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me what's your first name?
Who are you?
The budget book, ma'am. I need to do.
I don't have it. If you want to have a seat, I'll ask.
Sure, that's fine. Ma'am, I have permission to film. I have permission. I have permission here. Well, you see, the thing is, my good man. Anyhow, compliance is the key, folks. Where does it state that? Ma'am, I need stamped copies of these FOIA here.
Can I help you?
Yeah, sure, possibly. I'm acting as press, ma'am. First Amendment. And I also have permission here with me. Okay, ma'am, you also have to abide by 2635.101 basic obligations of public service. Sir, I'm abiding by the statutes. It does not require a name in order to obtain record. Okay, well, you're talking unlawful. You're talking incorrect. That is not true what you just stated. Come again? Very rude. I'm not rude. It all shows on camera. You're the one who's rude. Well, anyhow.
No one really cares.
No one really cares? An inspection, if I wanted to take digital photocopies.
No, you cannot.
Absolutely, I can,
No,
ma'am.
you cannot.
Please comply with the law. Are you refusing service? Just tell me you're refusing service. Hand me over your business card and you will be hearing from my lawyer. If you go ahead and record, that means you're creating a public record and you cannot delete that off your personal phone. Your personal phone becomes a public record.
That's fine. I'll record it.
Okay. Well, sir, there's options to conduct business in person. You can't refer everybody to online. I'm not going to refuse my identification. However, I have not committed any crime. You cannot articulate that I have broken the law. Here's what I will tell you. Ma'am, there's no expectation of privacy in public. You could just call me sir. I'd like to file a police report of non-compliance about a employee that works here. Sir, I don't answer any questions.
You don't respect me. Why would
So therefore, I'm not obligated to provide any identification in this matter.
you talk about my wife? What does my wife have to do with anything?
No, I'm not providing an address, ma'am. I'm doing a general inspection.
What does my wife? Why put up a picture and say that's my wife of a goat?
Not in my uniform, however, I do have my clipboard with me. That is not lawful, what you told me.
We're gonna have a ball at your cemetery. We're gonna bring you a rose, okay? We're gonna bring you a rose and we're gonna say you were dishonorable. He's attached to the affidavit too. He's part of the enterprise. You drew first blood. Just like you do with all these auditors, you draw first blood. In the next 3 days, I'm going to have a criminal enterprise community section, and it's going to be real well detailed. I got an attorney that's helping me draft it up and write it up. Scumbag. You're just a plain scumbag, man. You want to say why I'm upset and stuff. We're going to prove that you are breaking U.S. code. If I really wanted to be petty, I would take you to court.